What a blessing when a new baby is born. Look at this father and mother. They are so happy. They received a little boy from the Lord. But they live in Egypt, and the king had said that all the little baby boys from the Israelites need to be killed. Of course, they will not obey the king. They fear the Lord and they trust him. The Lord can take care of their baby. Whenever the baby boy is crying, they hide him. And whenever they hear the footsteps of the soldiers, they hide him as well. When the baby is growing, his voice becomes louder. After 3 months, the mom thinks, I need to make another plan. And she goes to the river and gets reed and makes a very nice basket. She coats it with tar and pitch so that no water can come in the basket. While the older sister Miriam is watching, the mother lays the little baby boy in the basket. Together they walk to the river. They put the little basket as a boat in the water. Then the mother goes back home, but the sister Miriam stays at the bank of the river. She hides between the reeds to see what will happen. After a while, the Pharaoh's daughter is coming. She is a princess, and she comes to the river to bath, together with her attendants. They are walking along the river bank. She sees the basket among the reeds and sent her female slave to get it. She opens the basket and sees the baby. He is crying and she feels sorry for him. She says, this is a baby from the Israelites. She loves the baby. She wants to keep the baby. But what can she do? The baby is crying. He is hungry. Suddenly Miriam comes out of the reeds and she asks the princess, shall I go and get one of the Israelite women to nurse the baby for you? Oh, yes, please. That's a good idea. Miriam runs home and tells everything to her mother. As quick as possible, Miriam and the mother come back. The princess put the baby in the arms of their own mother, and she said, take this baby and nurse him for me. I will pay you. What a miracle! Do you see how God took care of this baby? Can you imagine how happy the father and the mother are? Because now whenever soldiers knock on the door and say, we hear a baby, is it a boy? Then they can say, it's the boy for the princess. We are just taking care of him. And in between, they can have the baby for a few years in their own family. They tell their little boy about the Lord. They teach him how to pray. Together they sing songs for the Lord. When the boy is big enough to stay with the princess, the mother brings him to the palace. That must be such a hard moment to leave him there and go back home without her son. But the mother knows God took care of him. And he is still the same. He will take care of this boy, even when he's in the palace and she can't do anything for him. But there's still one thing she can do for him. She can pray and ask the Lord to protect her little boy. The princess says, I call you Moses, because that means I took you from the water. And she makes sure that Moses learns a lot of important things. When he grows up, he can do mathematics, he can read, all these kind of things that you also need to learn. One thing she didn't teach Moses. She didn't teach him about the Lord. But Moses doesn't forget the lessons that his father and mother have been teaching him about the Lord. It would be so nice when you also never forget what you have been learning about the Lord.